Hi guys, it's Katie. I'm back with another edition of my vlog. Today I was going to talk about my parenting philosophy and how that dovetails with unschooling and some stuff along those lines. But I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm having kind of a day. It started with some really frustrating kid crap and then just kept going with some news that Sean only has a certain number of therapy appointments his health insurance is going to give him this year, which I think is not enough. So we're going to have to kind of spread his therapy out and not go to therapy as often as I would like to, just to make sure that we don't use up all his visits before the end of the year. And a couple of other frustrating things happened, and it kind of all added up into making me not really feel like recording a vlog today. But Sean reminded me that part of the deal with vlogging is you kind of have to do it even if you don't feel like doing it, and it's okay to have a crappy day and talk about how you don't really feel like doing your vlog today on your vlog. So I guess that's what I'm doing. I don't really like to complain a lot. I don't like to act like, oh, poor me, all over the internet. But also I like to be real and I like to be genuine with you guys. And so I'm going to be real. I'm having a less than ideal day today. So what do I do when I'm having a less than ideal day? I have a couple of different strategies that I use. One thing is I express myself immediately to my family and anyone who will listen to me. I am the type of person, I do not like to hold negative things inside of me. I feel like it just sort of turns into this gross poison if you don't like say it and get it out of you. So the first thing I did was basically sat my family down for a meeting about how I felt like I wasn't being supported by them recently, and that I needed everyone else who lives in this house besides me to step up and do a little bit more. And that was hard, but I did it. There was a little yelling involved, I'll be real. That's okay. The next thing I did was I immediately went for a dog walk. I love owning a dog. I love my dog, but one of the reasons why I have a dog is it forces me to get out of the house every single day. I live, work, and school all in the same building. And so it can definitely get a little cabin fevery around this house sometimes. And part of my strategy for dealing with that is going for walks, even if it's crappy weather, even if it's dark out, whatever. I actually try to do 2 dog walks a day if I can. They're short. The dog loves it. And I think it's really good for me. It's especially good for me if I'm feeling like, oh, just like so frustrated and angry. I barely even know what to do with that energy. God, it is so good to put on some heavy metal on my headphones and just grab that dog leash and go stomping around the neighborhood and just walk it out, right? Other things, I always make sure to drink water. If you're feeling bad or cranky or any kind of a way other than just like your normal good self, you might need to drink some water. You might be dehydrated, so drink some water. I like to write in my journal. I am a daily journaler. I try to write every day. I don't necessarily get to it every day, even if it's just a couple sentences about what's going on. But one of the important things that I like to do at the top of each journal entry is I write the date, and then I just do a real quick take on what my mood is. And so that kind of acts as a mood tracker over time and can help me to know, what things are setting me off or making me feel bad or whatever. Another thing that I like to do is make a little time for myself. Now, that's pretty hard for me as a very busy person. I'm a full-time caregiver. I'm, sort of single parenting right now. I'm running a business. I'm homeschooling. There's just a lot to do. So there's not a lot of time for me to take time for me. So I try to do it in these sort of like little micro forms. I have a couple of, apps with games that I like to play on my phone, and I, will take 10 minutes and just be like, you know what? I'm checked out right now. I'm doing the crossword puzzle, or I'm flying my pocket planes around, or whatever. Another one that I like to do is knitting. As you guys know, I love to knit, and it is extremely relaxing for me. I'm a process knitter, not a product knitter. I love just the process of doing it, and it is one of the only things that kind of just turns my brain off. I'm able to just sit there and knit, and I can think about other things, but I kind of don't. I just sort of don't think about anything while I'm knitting. Again, these are things that for me, I have to take in really short pieces because I don't have a lot of break time in my day. Of course, just going gentle on myself. I set very high expectations for myself every day, and sometimes I don't meet those expectations. That's okay. It's all right to not get everything on the list done every single day. Tomorrow's another day. Similarly, I like to remind myself that moods don't last. Just because I'm feeling frustrated today doesn't mean I'm going to be feeling frustrated tomorrow, or even later today, or even after I make this vlog, because that's another one, right? Expressing myself, telling people I don't feel good is a great way for me to actually turn that around and help myself feel better. Excuse me. One of the things though is, if you do get into like ventilating your frustration about stuff, it is easy to get yourself into kind of an anger spiral where it's like, you complain about something and then that makes you feel more angry, and then you start complaining more, and it just kind of feeds on itself. I don't like the way that I feel when I get into that mode personally. So I kind of will let myself, vent and say whatever it is I need to say, and let myself get upset about something and fully feel those feelings. But then I want to start bringing myself back from that into a more reasonable space. I'm a very positive person, and I'm a problem solver. And so, again, I'm not interested in creating a negativity feedback loop where I'm just walking around angry about stuff. So that's how I deal with my frustrations about things. And, the thing that I'm most frustrated with today is some crappy behaviors by my kids, which I think most parents can relate to. I think all of the things that I complain about my kids are just, sort of standard stereotypes. Oh, my teenager's really moody and cranky and sullen, or, my youngest child doesn't want to help with everything and just thinks he can kind of like get by being cute and not, really pulling his weight around the house. They don't listen to me. It's a typical parental complaint, right? So I don't feel like, my kids are outlandishly bad or anything. We were just having a frustrating morning. The really cool thing about our family dynamic is we operate as a team really well. Again, like I said before, we live, work, and school all in the same house all the time. So we're always in each other's faces, and there's a lot of opportunities to kind of because we're always in each other's faces. So we all have strategies for how to get our own space away from each other. This is mine, the studio, right? But we also have little strategies for dealing with, frustrated feelings. Okay, you go read a book over there. You go bounce on the trampoline out in the yard. You go clean up your room. Well, that's not good for trying to get your own space, but I mean, it benefits me because I'm like, clean up your room, kids. So it takes a lot of juggling. It takes a lot of managing of various personalities and various feelings that are going on, but we have a very family first outlook, and we were really, really team oriented. So, I walk around telling my kids teamwork makes the dream work. And they hate it when I say that to them, but it's really true. And, like I said before, it's hard when the team isn't functioning as smoothly as you want it to. But then on days when we are functioning as a unit really smoothly, it feels really great. And I can look on the frustrating days and go, oh God, that was one day out of however many, and most of our days are really good and flow really smoothly. So that's kind of where I'm going to end it right now. I don't really feel like talking any more about this, and I have more chores on my list. I have to go to the grocery store next, but I'm going to take some of my teammates with me to make that a little more fun, a little more challenging, a little more involving everyone in everything, because that's the core of the parenting and unschooling philosophy, which I will get back to in a future video when I'm not having such a challenging day and I do feel a little bit more like blah blahing about this topic. So I will check you guys later when I am in a slightly better mood.